Here we have a pretty normal problem asking us what is the total distance required to land. So we have some givens. 32 degrees Fahrenheit, really always important to look at if it's Fahrenheit or Celsius. Pressure altitude is 8,000 feet. Our weight is 2,600 pounds. Headwind component 20 knots. Pretty good headwind component there. Lots of wind blowing right on the nose. And the obstacle that we have to clear is 50 feet. Now let's take a look at how this chart works here, right? So we're going to take our givens like 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So we look at our Fahrenheit scale, find 32 right about there. We're going to work up from that. We're going to just draw ourselves a line. And we can say the pressure altitude, 8,000 feet. We are up somewhere awfully high, so we want to look at the 8,000 feet line, see where it intersects right there. And we want to come straight across to our reference line, as straight as you can. Use a straight edge or a ruler if you can, so you don't wind up with a squiggly line like mine there. So we hit our reference line here. The next thing we want to do is look at our weight. So 2,600 pounds is our weight. We can draw a little dashed reference line there for us, just to help us remember. But ultimately what we want to do, we want to come from our reference line here where we came over and follow these trend lines, follow the nearest trend line down until we hit this point, and then we're going to go straight across to the next reference line. So what that looks like is, just kind of approximating the general direction these two lines are going, following them down, intersecting there, and then working our way straight across. Now these red arrows that are on the chart here are simply just an example, so that if you forget how this chart works during your written exam, you can use it as an example. Try to ignore them for our purposes here. So we've followed our reference lines down to 2,600 pounds. Obviously, the heavier you weigh, you can see here, the higher up on the chart we'd be. If we look higher up on the chart, it takes more distance. The more we can move down this chart, the less distance required to land. So we've moved down the chart a little bit because we're not too heavy. We move straight over to our next reference line, and now we put in the headwind component, all right? So headwind component, tailwind obviously is going to increase our landing distance. A headwind is going to decrease our landing distance. So we follow our headwind lines. The tailwind lines are the dashed ones. Headwind lines are solid. They're labeled there for us so we can remember to 20. So we're going to put a little reference line in there at 20. And we're going to follow this line down right there. And then we're going to work straight across from there. So we followed our line down to 20. We work straight across. And now, what kind of obstacle do we have to clear? Well, obviously, if there is no obstacle, we would just come straight across. We'd say, hey, about 1,000 feet. Because we have to clear a 50-foot obstacle, well, it's going to take more distance for us to land because we have to come in higher. We're going to have a lot of runway left behind us before we can get the airplane down to the ground. So we're going to have to follow up these trend lines here, follow up the closest trend line, and we get somewhere around 1,400 to 1,500 feet comfortably. I'd say that is somewhere there. And let's look at our possible answers here. The three possible answers are 850 feet. We have 1,400 feet. That sounds promising. And we have 1,750 feet, 1,750 feet. Obviously, I'd say my answer is somewhere between 1,400 and 1,500. So I'm going to go with 1,400, and that is the correct answer for this problem.